What's going on, everyone? So, the Los Angeles Lakers are coming off of an abysmal defensive outing against the Chicago Bulls. Don't get me wrong, Chicago shot the lights out, right? Which happens in this league. But the Lakers also were atrocious defensively. Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, everybody. Really, literally everybody. Luka, LeBron, and Reeves were very good offensively, but defensively, they were all getting torched. Austin Reeves and Luka couldn't stay in front of anybody. And look, this is something that I've talked about it last season, talked about it this season. I think it's even more apparent this season because you don't have Anthony Davis. So many people want, Luka and Reeves and Rui and LeBron and Hayes as the starting five. And I've been very vocal about, I don't know how I feel about that starting five. As great as Reeves has been, there is still an argument to be made. There always has been when LeBron got back to have Reeves come off the bench just for better balance, right? Because you saw at times like LeBron and Reeves, right? Like who's going to be the second guy on any given night? Is LeBron really going to take a backseat to both of them, right? Like, Reeves and Luka kind of were the guys last night. LeBron was kind of operating as a third option. He's never really going to be the third option, kind of operating in that. But there are some questions about that, right? But more than anything, defensively. Right? Like we'll talk about their fit and stuff like that in another video, but defensively, there are some concerns with that. And then you add in Rui, who isn't great at staying in front of quicker, twitchier guys. And then Jackson Hayes isn't this like premier rim protector. He's actually been very good defensively since I think it's February 1st. He's like a 102 defensive rating, which is like statistically like best in the league since then. But a lot of that has been the Lakers have been the best defense in the league for like 3 months now. But the thing is, too, though, is it's very different when you get to the playoffs. And this is something that I've really expressed. I said the same thing last year when the Lakers were running through people and looking great and they had their starting five. And I was like, yeah, but we're going to run into a team that we're not going to be like, what happens if the offense doesn't work? And what happened? We ran into Denver and the offense got stagnant. And Denver just ran through us because we couldn't stop anybody. I do think that with Luka, Reeves, and LeBron, they play the way that we've seen them play, particularly recently. I don't think you're going to have as many concerns offensively, right? I think you'll be fine offensively, but there's going to be games, there's going to be stretches, there's going to be moments. And are you going to be able to stop anybody? Again, you can get away without scoring teams in the postseason. Right? Like, again, Denver won the championship with the 15th best defense in the league, right? And they were second worst in the playoffs, right? So, like, you can be good enough offensively to win a championship even. Like, Denver did it, and they were like the first team to do it in like 30 years or whatever it was, right? Like, so to not have like a top 5 or 10 offense or defense, right? So, my concern is, again, come playoffs. During the regular season, I think you're fine. During the regular season, you can get through it with those guys. But come the playoffs, when teams are going to attack Luka, and they're going to attack Reeves, and they're going to attack Rui, and then it's like, okay, well, who's your, front court, who's the rim defense? It's LeBron and Hayes. Are you really trusting LeBron and Hayes to, say you play OKC? You don't think SGA and the rest of them are just not going to go? What did Chicago do? They attacked the Lakers every opportunity they had on the interior. Yeah, they took a bunch of threes because they were hitting them, but they also dominated the Lakers on the interior. And you don't think teams are going to do that? You think teams aren't going to look and go, like, we can get by Reeves, we can get by Luka, we can get by Rui, and then it's just a lot of ball movement, right? Make them have to adjust and just torch them, right? That's what you saw Chicago do. And then guess what else teams are going to do? They're going to try to just push the pace every opportunity they had. What did Chicago do? Push the pace. Chicago gave everybody the blueprint on how to smack the Lakers because the Lakers don't have the interior presence and they're not great in transition defense. It's been an issue for years now. And having Luka with Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and Jackson Hayes isn't helping the transition defense, right? So the Lakers, they're going to have to figure something out, which is why there's an argument to be made of like, do you do something where it's like, Luka, Jordan Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, and then have Reeves and Rui off the bench to give you that bench scoring, give you that bench production, right? I think that that's something that is at least worth an argument. I think that is something at least worth looking at. The problem is Austin Reeves has been so good, I don't think you can justify putting him to the bench, right? To us fans or to some of us, like, yeah, but to him and, the front office and everything, it's like, dude, I've been killing it, right? Like, I've been our like best player for a month. Like it'd be hard to really justify bringing him off the bench. But okay, fine. You want to keep Luka and Reeves in the starting unit, fine. I think you have to go with Dorian Finney-Smith. I think you need that defense. I think you need that versatility. Unfortunately, Dorian Finney-Smith in that Chicago game got into early foul trouble. If he doesn't get in early foul trouble, maybe he would have had a little more of an impact. I don't think that they win the game, but, I think he may have had a little more of an impact. We've seen his impact in the dirty work and the hustle plays. I mean, he's our best plus minus guy for a reason, right? Because he's just really good at doing the dirty work, right? Now, there is the argument to be made on the defensive side of things. Like, you could go with the 5, right? Luka, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and Hayes, and then just kind of keep that on a short leash. And it's like if things are starting to get a little away from us, first time out, it's like, all right, let's get some defensive pieces in and just have better balance. Right? Like there's ways to kind of balance it out. I mean, regardless, I think Reeves, Luka, and LeBron need to be kind of spread out no matter how you shake it, right? I think, I think you need to kind of have 2 on the court at a time rather than all 3 heavily. Obviously, to start games and end games, you're probably going to have all 3. But everything in between, I think you need to make sure that that's sprinkled throughout rather than like, here's heavy dose of those 3. Because I just think you need to have the defensive pieces out there. You need Gabe Vincent. You need Jordan Goodwin. You need Jared Vanderbilt. You need Dorian Finney-Smith. You need these guys to really be the defensive anchors and be the defensive pieces and really kind of push that, because I have concern. And look, maybe it won't be. I'm not a fortune teller. Like, I don't have a crystal ball where I'm like, ooh, the Lakers are going to be like, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to look. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe the Lakers just run through everybody and they're just too good offensively and just good enough defensively to where they're able to get to the NBA Finals and hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. That's a big possibility. I definitely think the Lakers have a real genuine shot to win a championship. I really do believe that the Lakers can win an NBA championship. Do the Lakers have a lot of holes? Do the Lakers have a lot of flaws? Yeah. But so do everybody. And there's not a single team in the league that I look at and go like, no way Lakers beat them. There isn't. Even Boston, I'm not like comfortable playing. Like there's teams that I think are better, but I don't think there's so much better the Lakers can't win it. At the end of the day, it's really going to boil down to LeBron, Reeves, and Luka, right? And how well do they play, particularly LeBron and Luka. Can they transcend and be those guys? If they can, then Lakers will be in good shape. But, there's not like, there's no juggernaut is my point, right? Even Cavs are starting to come to reality. And teams are kind of figuring out how to slow them down and beat them. And they've been having their struggles recently. So, again, I'm not so much worried about the Lakers if they can beat anybody. It's just teams are going to exploit the Lakers and their lack of defense and guys that they can target, right? Like, teams are going to put Luka in a blender. Teams are going to put Austin Reeves in a blender. And you could look at it and go, well, Dallas was able to figure it out. Yeah, well, Dallas had 2 good interior presences in Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, right? And PJ Washington was arguably their best defense player. Which was crazy because he was not known for that really in Charlotte, and was like literally their anchor. And then like Derek Jones Jr. and guys like that were like emerged as like a legit 3-and-D wing. So you had the defensive pieces. Yeah, you had Luka and Kyrie, but you also had 3 just versatile defensive pieces, right? Well, again, if you have Luka and Reeves, Rui's not that versatile defensive piece. LeBron can be, but he's also 40 in year 22. How much can you rely on him to, give you 35, 40 minutes a night of just like stellar defense? And then Jackson Hayes, he lacks the discipline. He lacks the, he had a clean block in the game except for right before he decided to put his hand on the back. If he doesn't do that, he had a clean block going the other way, but he does stuff like that all the time, little knick-knack stuff, right? The lack of discipline, understanding like, I can't put my hand on a guy before and kind of nudge him before I block the shot, right? Like, it's stuff like that. So it's definitely a concern, right? And it's not just the Chicago game. And I know, again, Lakers have been the second best defense since basically January, but can they maintain that against the top teams in the league at least 4 times a series? I have confidence in the Lakers, but I do think it's something worth at least having a discussion, which is why I made these videos. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? Do you think like, nah, they'll be fine? I'm not worried about their defense or anything like that. Do you think like, no, there is definitely some concerns with their defense? Let me know how you feel down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out if you enjoyed these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.